What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on MMTLP and Finra Saga.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And for today's video, guys, I have several quite interesting news. Unfortunately, not all of them are so good for the community. I will show you first of all an update from Daniel Oxer, and I have to admit that this is pretty much the only good update for today's video. Then I will continue with the several updates of the most recent lawsuits, and I have to say that potentially we lost one of these lawsuits, and I will explain you what I'm talking about within just a couple of minutes. So, guys, before we dive deep into all of this, please hit the like button for YouTube algorithm. And if you don't know, guys, I'm a trader, and if you want to know more about technical analysis, if you want to enhance your trading skills, feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel and to join my Patreon account, where for the $35 a month you will be able to drastically enhance your trading skills. On top of that, guys, for now I added the gold tier for limited 10 vacant places, and the only difference in between these two tiers is this one. Discord access member will have all the data for the potential trades, for the potential tickers that you should be aware of, but the gold tier members will have the exact setups with the stop loss and take profit orders. They will have the exact notifications when and how they should trade certain assets. On top of that, for each and every member, I will do a weekly 30 minutes Zoom calls in order to answer their question and in order to teach them how to properly use technical analysis and how to be a successful trader. That is why, guys, for some of you, this might be a game changer opportunity, and if you want to drastically enhance your trading skills, feel free to invest in yourself. And here you can see the most recent updates that I made for my Patreon members. As you can see, I have Zoom meeting, 30 minutes Zoom calls for my gold member tiers. On top of that, guys, I explained a lot in my tutorials video. On top of that, guys, I made daily updates on the current status of the market. I show to my Patreons crucial news that can impact the markets in general. On top of that, guys, as you can see, I made a lot of videos that is related to different ticker symbols like SPY, QQQ, TQQQ, Cocoa, Palantir, RKLB, HIMS, Wix. Previously, guys, I made a video on Disney. Here you can see general market update. And guys, even during the crashes, I explained to my Patreons what crucial levels this asset might hit in order to, for example, close the gaps. As you can see, on Monday, Tesla was at $227. The lowest point was right here at $225. But I told to my Patreons that it has to move even lower, about 4%, in order to close the gap, and it was the price point of $217.07. And guys, take a look right here. I told to my Patreons about 4% more to the downside, and when Tesla hits 217, it doesn't mean it has to go to the upside immediately. And guys, take a look right here. Let's switch to hourly time frame. And here you can find the most recent, the lowest candle, I would say, that hit, as you can see, $215. You can find it under the letter L, $215. And then, since this trend reversal happened, it is up by 14.06%. This means, guys, you can rely on my technical analysis as a part of your due diligence. So, and let's begin today's video with this tweet. Daniel, your favorite SGM, wrote this tweet just several hours ago, and this is basically a repost from this is a screenshot of the email that was written basically yesterday. It means on March 17th by Hurana Suhyo, and it was sent to Daniel. Good afternoon, thank you for following up. We have relayed your concerns and documentation to the Senate Banking Committee minority staff who have jurisdiction over FINRA and an oversight team in place who can look into this matter. Should they need more information or decide to consider any next steps in this matter, they will reach out to you. So guys, I have to admit that Daniel is pushing this case forward, and he is using not only his litigation process, his lawsuit, but he also made a lot of steps through the non-litigational path. And I have to say that a lot of people were extremely active back in the days, and they tried to attack Daniel in order to stop him from doing his job. But regardless of all these actions, he's still doing his, I would say, excellent job, and he's trying to push this case as hard as he can. Let me show you what CPO wrote in response to this tweet. So tired of this BS, we need action. And Daniel responded, I've been quiet for a reason, no dates, no promises, no nonsense. But I'm doing everything I can to get this in front of the right people. And guys, definitely he's doing it as hard as he can. And let me remind you that this is the open letter that was written by him about a month ago, a little bit more than a month ago. And for now we have almost 560 signatures. We have 559 people, to be precise, who signed this petition. And he also made an update, and this is his update where he explains why he is extremely quiet right now on all social medias. And I don't want to dig deeper inside this response. Let me show you the more important update for today's video. So, we have an update on Scott Trott versus Securities and Exchange Commission case, and let me quote to this, let's say it is kind of recap from Roman Soups. FINRA claps back. 1209. FINRA asks the court to impose sanctions on Scott Trott and points out threats to FINRA from a wireless number from Burnville, Minnesota, which appears to be an MMTLP community member. Says no factual or legal basis to Trott's latest motion to supplement. And here's the screenshot of this response. Plaintiff's action have other consequences as well. Notably, on March the 10th of this year, plaintiff posted screenshots on his Twitter account of an email exchange with FINRA's counsel regarding his plans to file yet another motion in addition to this one, claiming in the post that FINRA's new attorney was threatening him with sanctions. A screenshot of this post is attached here too as Exhibit A. Since that post, FINRA counsel has received multiple harassing phone calls, including veiled threats from a wireless number located in Burnsville, Minnesota, which appears to be associated with an MMTLP community member. While FINRA's counsel considers separate appropriate action in response, plaintiff's vexatious litigation tactics will likely yield further unwarranted threats and harassment. Accordingly, in addition to denying the motion to supplement, FINRA requests that the court sanction plaintiff by imposing costs and requiring that he seek and be granted leave from the court prior to engaging in any further motion practice. So guys, I have to admit that it is not the best news, and let me remind you what all of this about. Here is the tweet that was written by Scott on March the 10th, where he said that FINRA's newest attorney in Trott versus Rubinstein threatens him with sanctions if he uses the subpoenas from the MMTLP bankruptcy approved by U.S. District Court judge in Nevada last week. So guys, I have to admit that potentially some people inside MMTLP community want to sabotage all the actions, or I think that might be some external person who tried to sabotage his case. But let me show you further. Roman Soups also added this. FINRA points out the obvious. Scott's so-called new evidence is not new. It's evidence he already sent to the court and filed 6 months ago. Ouch. And he also added this screenshot about the evidence, and Scott added the emails first, well, wait a second, emails from Sam Dreddy, which he already included in his previous claims, and unfortunately it is not so professional. So next one, Trot versus FINRA et al. FINRA fed up with Trot's 29th motion, asked court for sanctions and costs against Trot. Plaintiff, here is the dark speech, plaintiff antics should not be tolerated any longer. FINRA respectfully requests, wait a second, FINRA respectfully requests that the court deny plaintiff's motion to supplement, deny plaintiff's motion to amend, impose sanctions and costs, and require that plaintiff seek and obtain leave of court prior to making any additional motions in this action. So guys, and yes, unfortunately, in my opinion, we are about to lose this lawsuit, but we have several more lawsuits, and let's switch to another lawsuit. It is basically the case of Daniel Spears, and we know that just recently she filed an update, and we have a lot of new documents right here in the court listener. You can see that we have at least couple of documents that were filed just several hours ago, and let me show you them one by one. Roman Subs wrote, Greg McCabe, you got served March the 3rd of 2025. And here is the screenshots of his, wait a second, I will show you. The following came to hand on March the 1st, 2025, 1:04 p.m. Summons motion for leave to file a second amended complaint and extension of time to serve defendants, and was executed at, here is the address, and by delivering true copy to the within named Greg McCabe. So it is an affidavit of service, and I have to say that yes, for now Greg has a ball in his field. On top of that, guys, FINRA made another quite interesting statement. They waived service of summons and complaint, and here is this document. Wait a second, it is not this one, here it is. So, it was filed, wait a second, just yesterday on March 18th, and does it mean that this lawsuit is stuck in this paperwork? For now, guys, it is too early to make this assumption, but definitely we have a lot of updates in general in this case, and let me show you another one. So here is the answer. Basically, here is the document that was that is asking for extension in the Burda's response. Defendant Burda's unopposed motion to extend pleading deadline, and he explains, and not he, but his lawyer Jason S. Lewis explains why he cannot answer before the deadline, but I have to admit that yes, he received this set of documents, and here are several bullet points why John Burda asks for this extension in time, and I think it might be granted by the judge, and definitely it is not the best news, because in general, guys, take a look right here. Accordingly, Mr. Burda respectfully requests that the court extend his deadline to answer or otherwise respond to plaintiff's amended complaint to June 16, 2025. This means, guys, we have, if the judge rules in favor of John Burda, we will have another several months of back and forth movements. So, let me show you another quite interesting update. At this time, from John Burda himself. He reposted the tweet that was written by Christian Shaughnessy, and Christian Shaughnessy wrote this 7 hours ago. Anson Funds openly admitted it had a 10 million naked short position that had been failing for years without a borrow. But there is no misunderstanding here, just greed. Anson was a naked short and got caught. That's it. Wake up, regulators. And she added the link to the article itself. Here is this article. And guys, I have to admit that I saw this article several days ago, but well, this article leads me to the conclusion that something is wrong with it. Here is this article. It was published on Market Fraud's website, and if you try to take a look at this website, wait a second, I will show you right here. what is this website about. Unfortunately, by the way, guys, unfortunately, I couldn't find the date when this website was created, and we have just several articles related to Anson funds. Someone is trying to oppose Anson funds in their actions. And let me show you this article, let me show you some details of this article that raises a lot of questions. So here's the most interesting, in my opinion, part. Anson funds admits it was naked short 10 million shares. What happened 6 months later after NextBridge was halted was also interesting. Anson funds contacted Roth Capital seeking to buy shares of NextBridge. 10 million shares at 30 cents a share to cover their short position. This is all documented. And guys, this is not documented. I tried to find this information somewhere in internet, but I didn't find anything. On top of that, guys, well, it is it is quite severe statement, and we know that Anson funds is not, let's say, so-called perfect company, but with this type of statements, guys, we have to have proofs of these actions. And so far, guys, we don't have it. And to be honest, 6 months later after NextBridge was halted, this means somewhere in summer, in the very beginning of summer of 2023. And back in the days, it was, let me remind you that I think it was the only quite important part of MMTLP actions that Ellie Crane started to ask tricky questions to basically Congress in order to try to push our case forward. But we didn't have this information about Anson funds back in the days, and we don't have this information right now. That is why, guys, let me show you the link to this official website. But first of all, let me quote further. Roth's response was, wait a second, don't you have a borrow? Anson's response was no, and the fund claimed that it wasn't necessary to have a borrow because it was doing an arbitrage play. This is utterly meaningless and doesn't even make sense, but it was their excuse. Anson funds openly admitted it had a 10 million share naked short position that had been failing for years without a borrow. And guys, if they admitted it, we basically... And by the way, I will show you the document itself, and you will find out that it is not the case related to MMTLP. Anson pretends to be naive and fumbling its way through the markets, which couldn't be further from the truth. The fund has top law firms representing it in every endeavor and is well aware of the legality or illegality of every action. Quite simply, Anson believes it is above the law and can get away with it. And so far, the fund has been operating above the law with high-level collaborators. And here is the document that should prove this statement, but let me show you this in details. It is the order instituting cease and desist proceedings pursuant to Section 21C of the Securities and Exchange Act of 1934, making findings and imposing a cease and desist order. In the matter of Anson advisors responded, and it was written by Securities and Exchange Commission. Guys, I've read this document and I didn't find any mentions of MMTLP. On top of that, here is the recap from ChatGPT. The US Securities and Exchange Commission initiated administrative proceedings against Anson advisors for violating Rule 105 of Regulation M. This rule prohibits certain activities with securities during public offerings to prevent market manipulation. AAI violated this rule in 2019, 2020 and 2021, resulting in illegal profits of roughly $2.5 million for the company's funds. And guys, this is just a ridiculous amount. The company agreed to settle the matter without admitting or denying the allegations. AAI will pay roughly $2.5 million as disgorgement of illegal profits. about $260,000 in prejudgment interest, and about $600,000 as a civil penalty. Additionally, the company updated its internal policies to prevent similar violations in the future. All funds will be transferred to the US Treasury's General Fund. So guys, definitely we have some shady actions from Anson advisors, Anson funds, but we don't have a proof of these actions. And that is why, guys, we have these subpoenas to Anson funds that was filed with the MMAT bankruptcy case. And time will tell what was the actions from Anson funds related to MMTLP. But in my opinion, for now, this news should not be so widely quoted in multiple of Twitter accounts. That is why, guys, please do your due diligence and let's focus on our main goal to push this case forward as hard as we can.
And guys, let me tell you my personal story. I have a wife and 2 children aged 11 and 15, as well as a small dog. After 30 years of living in Russia near the Baikal Lake, we decided to move. Now we reside in Serbia. Although I don't own any MMTLP shares, I invest a lot of time creating daily MMTLP videos. I have been doing this every day without days off and holidays for more than 1.5 years. Now I wish to buy back this time from my family, from my children. We've agreed that I will ask the MMTLP community to support me, and I will give all the money to the children. Therefore, if you believe that I am providing useful content for you and wish to support me, you can join my Patreon account. For $5 a month, I will add your name to my list of supporters if you wish. Thank you in advance. The link you can find in the description below. So, I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only God wants you.